just going to give you a quick rundown on the workout that we're about to do. This is a workout to strengthen your knee joints as well as improve your alignment between your knees, your feet, and your hip bones. So it's going to really improve the alignment for your overall leg. It's going to be great for muscle toning, and it's also just going to increase your mobility and functionality in the activities. And if you do sports or run or dance, anything like that, this is definitely also improve just your functionality in all of those activities. So if you're having actual knee pain, I would definitely encourage you to go check out another video that we have for foam rolling. And if you are having a knee pain, I would say definitely foam roll your quads and your outsides of your upper thigh before your any leg workouts, or even just when you're having pain. I would do that foam rolling. So go check out that video. If you would like to do it before this warm up and workout, then go right ahead. And we're going to proceed here. So there's a couple different things that we'll want for equipment for this workout. One of the things you're going to want is 2 chairs, or else 2 things, one thing that you can sit on and one thing that you can launch for. So, like for example, I could use the couch to sit on, and I could use my chair for stability when I'm doing my exercises. So you're going to just want to have something that you can set next to each other, roughly in this way. You're going to want it to be a little like this. So you could use 2 chairs, you can use a couch and a chair, whatever you want to do. I have 2 chairs for today. The next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want either a ball like this that I have created out of some old socks, or you can use a ball like this, which is it's called a miracle ball, and they're wonderful, but a lot of people don't happen to have them around. So if you don't have a small ball like this that you can use, I'm going to show you really quickly right now how to make a softball. So I'm just going to unroll this baby for a second, and you'll see it suddenly turn into socks. So the way you're going to do this is you're going to put the tops of the socks together, just match them up like that, and then what you'll do is you will grab the middle sock of the biggest, most stretchy pair of socks, and you're going to want to choose a pair of socks that you don't care if they get stretched out. So maybe something old that you're already going to get rid of, because you're going to stretch them out a little bit. So you're going to fold these over. I'm using an old pair, and it's fuzzy inside, so I'm going to have a fuzzy ball. So you just keep rolling these over, and once you really start to get, you're just going to kind of continue rolling it, and it's going to sort of start to form like a little donut shaped ball thingy. But for the purpose of what we're doing, it's going to work great. So basically now you can see you have a ball that's roughly the same size. It's a little bit bigger than what we had before, but that's also okay because it's a different texture, and you want it to have a little bit of give, but not too much for the exercises we're going to do. So now you have your ball, hopefully. We're going to set that off to the side for a second. We're going to come up. The last thing you're going to want to make sure you have is you're just going to want to make sure that you have a elastic band. So you're going to want to make sure the last thing you have is an elastic band to be able to put around your knees. Now, I would say depending on your level, probably grab a light to medium or a medium to heavy. For your knees, too heavy unless you're really, really, really jacked. And even then, I don't know, when you're working with the knee joint, I wouldn't recommend it. Usually, too heavy is just a little too much weight for small capacity of knee joints. And even if you are a beginner, it's more than likely that you're still going to have enough strength when you're working with larger muscles. You're still going to have enough strength to use something as much as a light. You probably won't need like an extra light or anything like that. So your pick between those weights, and we're going to set that off to the side too. And get started with our warm-up. Here we go. Okay, we're going to take some steps to the side, pulling our abdominals into our spine. And you're just taking wide steps. 2, 4, again, pulling that stomach into the spine. 7, 8, 2, add a jump. 4, 5, 6, 7, use the arms, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1. You're going to shake on those hips. 3, 4. Really feel the weight shift from side to side. You want to feel the whole hip shifting and aligning over each foot. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2. We're really making sure the knee is aligned over the ankle. You never want your knee to be too far over your toes. You want it to be right in line with your ankle. And the hip bone should hopefully just line up right in line with everything else when you shift. A couple more of these. You're gonna use the arms. Same hip shift. You're just incorporating the arms to start warming up the full body. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, and coming forward. Kind of like you're swimming. 5, 6, 7, 8. Pulling those abs in. Go ahead and tuck your hips underneath you. Pull that belly in toward the spine. Tuck the hips under. Press the hips back. Tuck. Back. Holding that belly button into the center. Under. Pull back. Tuck under. Pull back. Tuck under. 2, 2, 3, 4, 6. So from here, you're still pulling that belly button into the spine, and now you're lifting from the rib cage up. You're lifting and curving the upper body forward, but the belly button is pulling in, and the hips are coming over. You're just swaying. 2, awesome. Roll that out a little bit. Great. Let's get a little bit more motion going in those legs. You're going to bend your knees, reach forward, and you're going to go back. 2. Try to kick your butt. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sometimes I skip numbers when I'm counting because I'm counting in my head, but I'm talking to you at the same time. So it might get confusing because the numbers might sound out of order. 2, 3, belly button in. 5, 6, 7, 8. Point your feet for the kick. Get your butt. 4. Kick your butt. If you kick your butt, it means you're using more momentum and you're engaging your hamstring a little bit more to get it higher. 1, 2. Belly button in. 5, 6, 7. Jumping jacks and 1. Blow it out. When you come together. Come together, blow out. Pull that belly button into the spine. Keep the shoulders down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Back to a run. 2, 6, 7, 8, and stop. You're going to point your feet off the ground. Using small points. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, warming up those feet and ankles. 6, 7. From here, you're going to 1. Switch your feet. 1. Keeping those feet nice and pointed. Belly button in. 2, 3. Pointing the foot every time it leaves the ground. 2. Strong knees when the heel's down. 6, 7, 8. Last couple. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to go into a football run. So you're going to have your hips back and behind you. Abs in, arms out in front of you. You're going to move your legs as fast as you can move them. Move. Oh yeah. Deep breathe. Move, move, move. Move those feet. Move those feet. Move. Yes. You're a champion. And down to a plank. And hold. So you can see me. And jump in. Woo! Hopefully you're feeling warm. After that, we're going to do a couple more hip circles just to really get those hips unlocked. Right. Nothing like good old cardio. Just going to warm up the insides of the joints a little before we go to the heart. Try to rotate it as much as you can, using the inside, reaching inside. 5, God's helping you. Okay, go. First exercise.
Hopefully going to hear my voice a little bit better now. And we're going to lift our heels up and lower down. Lift up, lower down. Keeping those inner thighs engaged. Up and up. Make sure that your weight is on the fronts of your feet, so the balls of your feet. Pull those abs in as you lift up. Belly button into the spine. Lengthen that tailbone down toward the ground so that the tailbone is in neutral position. Keep those shoulders down and the chest nice and lifted. Good job. All right, pretty similar. We're going to do basically the same exercise. You'll see that we're just changing it a tiny bit. You're going to pop up and then lower down. And I'll turn to the side to show you. Pop up, lower down. Pop up, lower down. So you're just doing a little bit more of a pop. Try to keep pulling those abs into the spine. Great job. Go ahead and keep going. Pulling the abs in, long through the spine. Beautiful. Lifting the rib cage, lifting the chest. And you might notice there's points where you feel your balance go. So this is a great opportunity to practice your balance as well. Now, we're gonna we're gonna go up. You may have to adjust your ball as you go, so feel free. You're gonna lift up, bend your knees, and then stay lifted and unbend your knees, so straighten them. Go up, bend, and straighten. And you'll feel, maybe you'll have some wobbles. I have a few wobbles, but you really want to engage those knees. Really engage those knees when you straighten. There you go. Pull the abs into the spine. You can keep your arms out in front of you if you'd like. A lot of times that helps with balance. Up, bend the knees, pull the abs in. Feel that weight shift. Up, bend those knees. And if you need to, you're more than welcome to hold on to something for this, for the knee bend. You can totally hold on to something. But I would encourage you to try just one or two at least with your arms off to test your balance. Awesome job. Shake those feet out. Very nice. Great. Okay, we'll set that aside. You won't need that again. Next, we're going to grab our band. You're going to go ahead and put it around your knees. All right. So I've set the chairs up so that I have something to sit on and then something to hold on to in case I need it. So in case you needed it, you could hold on to that chair. You're going to pull those abs in, roll the shoulders back, and reach the arms in front of you. Sit up. So really what we're doing here is we are engaging these knees, lifting in our whole lower body, those legs, those glutes. Everything's engaged and lengthened. Sit up. Lower down. And come up and press those hips forward when you come up. Really try to tuck those hips underneath you. You should feel them tuck. Pull the abs into the spine as you tuck the hips underneath you. There you go. Awesome. And you're really trying to don't just like throw yourself when you sit. You're really trying to sit all the way back until the last minute and then sit back up. Like basically you're doing a squat, but you are actually sitting on a chair. And you have the band around your knees, and that's going to give you a little extra tension to engage your outer thighs and a lot of the different muscles in your legs that support your knees. Breathe and keep going. Really keep pulling those abs into the spine. Don't forget about them. This is really going to help strengthen your overall core and leg alignment. Awesome. Great, set that off to the side. Okay. Here we go. We're going to do some lunges. So I'm just going to show you. These are what the front ones are going to look like. So here we go, a couple more. I'm just going to show you what these are going to look like first. So you're rolling your shoulders back. This is really to feel your alignment. Knee is going straight down into the ground. forward and straight down, tucking the hips underneath you, pulling the abs in and lifting the chest. You really want to think of that supporting knee. Now I'm going to show you a couple to the side. And that hip comes back behind you, so you are sticking your butt out this time. That inner thigh should be engaged and the knee is strong. And then make sure that the knee that's bending when you go out, make sure that knee is aligned with the foot. And really engage the inner thigh when you come up. Pull the abs in, and now we're going to do the full exercise. So you're going to do forward and side. I'm going to do it from this angle now so you can see my hips coming back. Forward, get those hips underneath you and bend that lower knee and side. Hips underneath you and side. Pull the abs in. Hips underneath you and side. Keep that knee aligned with the foot. Make sure that the knee doesn't go too far over the toes. Awesome. This is really going to be great for your glutes, your inner thighs. Use that inner thigh that's extended, the straight knee when you go into your side lunge. Use that straight knee to pull back up. There you go. You can put your arms overhead if you want. That kind of helps engage the rib cage a little more. Whatever helps you the most to focus on your alignment here is totally fine to do with your arms. Great job. Keep breathing. Yes. Okay. Other side. Here we go. Breathe it in. Down. Make sure those knees are in line with each other. The inner thigh is engaged, and the inner thigh helps pull the legs together. So you really want to think about that leg muscle on the inside of your thigh when you're in that side lunge. Use that long leg to pull you back up. Remember to pull your abs in. I'm going to say it all the time so we don't forget it, because it's easy to stop thinking about it when you're thinking about a lot of things, but pull those abs in. Close your rib cage. Think of the rib cage knitting together. You want the rest of your alignment to be good too. That's going to help strengthen the alignment of your knees. Keep those hips underneath you. And out. Pull that inner thigh. There you go. Get underneath you. And out. You got this. Beautiful. Yes. All right. Next exercise. You're going to just adjust your chair a little bit. There we go. So pulling those abs in. And then you have your chair so that you can hold on to one chair and sit together. And you're going to stand up with one leg extended. While you do this, you're really thinking of strengthening underneath your legs. You're really engaging those muscles underneath your legs. You're pulling your abs in, and your knee that's in front of you is super, super straight and strong. And the knee that's working, you want to make sure that when you straighten that and you stand up right there, you engage it. And then sit down, lengthen. Lengthen up, engage the knee, and down. Belly button into the spine, up, engage the knee, press the hips forward, lower down. Keep going, press the hips, lower down. Engage that knee, press the hips forward, lower down. Press the hips forward, lower down. You're going to switch legs. Here you go, pulling in those abs. Lift up, lower down. Lift it up, and lower it down. Oops, I lost my balance. Lift up, lower it down. Lift up. Engage. Really engage the underneath muscles as you lift and as you lower. If you engage your glutes, which is your butt muscles, and engage the back side of your legs, this is going to help you so much. That takes a lot of pressure off your knees. Even in daily life, if you do this, it can really help you. Lengthen up, pull the abs in, tuck the hips under, and down. And up, abs in, hips under. Squeeze those hips forward when you come up. Great. Roll the shoulders. Take a deep breath. And we're going to do another exercise. You're going to put your leg on the chair behind you. And from here, you just want to make sure that your knee doesn't go past your toes. And you're going to do more of a mini squat and then come back up. And if you need to put a pillow underneath your foot on the chair, that's totally fine, because it could be a little uncomfortable since it's kind of hard and it's on the foot. Lower and come back up. You want to try to keep your chest lifted. Pull the abs into your spine. Don't let the knee go too far over the toes. Sorry, you can't see my toes right now, but what I'm trying to do is keep my knee back right over my foot, and my knee shouldn't reach so far that it goes past my toes. Great. Switch your feet. And get as far away from the chair as you need to in order to be able to dip down and get a nice small lunge without overextending your knee over the toes. Go down and come back up. Belly button into the spine. And lift up. Get those hips tucked underneath you. You're still always trying to tuck those hips in underneath you with these lunges, all the different lunges that we're doing. Down. Pull the belly button into the spine. Down. Belly button. Get the hips underneath you. And down. Nice. You can feel free to adjust as you need to if it's necessary. Awesome. Shake that out. Good job. All right. Lengthen your spine. Lift your tummy. Pull your belly into your spine. Toes are flexed. And keep your breath nice and deep here. We're just going to go into some lovely stretches. And open. Opening the feet. And closing the feet. Thinking of engaging those knees. The knees should be strong. Super strong. You think of pressing the knees into the floor like you're trying to squish a spider by pushing your knees against the floor. Trying to lengthen them and point the toes. Long spine. Lift the feet. Flex. You're lifting that whole leg. Pull the belly in though. Don't let the belly squish out away from the spine because of your lift. You really have to pull that belly in. Flex the foot. We're switching feet. Lift it up and down. Pull the belly into the spine. Flex those toes. Bring them back together. Point and rotate. Flex. Point. Close. Flex and rotate. All right, this is going to be really helpful. Really good for the knees. Pull that belly in. Lift the leg and down. Up. We're going to do little repetitive pulses. 2, 3. You got it. 4, 5, 6, 7. You're almost there. And flex and hold and lift it higher. And then go ahead and grab that foot. And just shake it around a little bit to release it. Pull those abs in and keep the back straight and point the toe. Lift it off. Hold it. Pull those abs in. Keep that knee long and strong. And now you're going to keep it up there and pulse even higher. And then flex the foot and turn it in and out. Good job. Keep going. Just doing a couple of those. Go ahead and stretch that foot out a tiny bit. Flex the other foot. Point. And flex. Oh, just kidding. Point. Actually, keep lifting. Pull the belly into the spine. You're lifting your foot, lengthening through that knee. Pull the belly in, lift the back, hold it. You got it. You got it. Lift. 2, 3. And flex. Lift. 2, 3. Lifting, hold. Turn it in and out. Lift and stretch it nice and long over the feet. Keep that spine lengthened and the belly pulled in. So notice how my spine is pretty flat in the back. You really don't want to be curved over in that stretch. Great job. So now we're getting into our stretches. That last exercise was a little bit more of a strengthener. More emphasis for the knees. But now we get to stretch. So, deep breath. Lengthen through those thighs, lift the arms up, pull the belly in. And you're just going to stretch the arms up, feeling the stretch through your upper back, through your abs, through your chest. Deep breathing. Feel free to close your eyes and just notice the relaxation that you feel. Point the feet now. And scoot. I'm going to scoot a little bit so you can see my feet a little better. So you're pointing the feet now, lengthening up and over. Great. Lengthen up and over. Really feel the length. Hopefully it feels really good. This feels really, really nice. Reach over. Great. Feels really good for me. All right, here we go. I'm sure you're tired. I'm tired too. But let's get the most out of this last little bit, last couple stretches. Reach it up and over. Deep, deep breathe. Beautiful. Lengthen it up and over. Awesome. You're going to bring those feet forward from wherever you were, bring them forward a little, or if you were already not very far apart, then just keep them where they are. And just keep your fingers there and grab your toes, and then just see how far forward you can lean. Lengthening. Trying to keep that belly button pulled in and the spine nice and flat and long. We're just going to hold here for a little bit longer. You're almost there. You have about 10 more minutes, a little less than that. You got this. Good job. Nice. Just keep breathing deep in this. Lengthening nice and long. Feeling the stretch. Good. Here you go. Going into a frog now. You got it. Feel the abs pulling into the spine here. And try to release through the fronts of the hips. Deep breath. Yeah, I feel it. I'm gonna rotate a little bit so you can see this from the side. I'm gonna grab the back of my foot and lift my foot up a little bit. And this is gonna stretch the front of your thigh and your hip flexor. So you're trying to bring the heel in towards your butt muscles. And go ahead and lift up a little if you want to, if that gives you a better stretch. Sometimes it will. For me, I like to kind of go back and forth. I like to go back down, come up, and just notice how my body feels different depending on what I'm doing. You're going to grab the other side. Feel free to come up. is all to stretch your hip flexors and the fronts of your thighs. Pull that heel in towards your glutes. Lengthen. And come up. Lift nice and long. Lengthen the chin up to the ceiling. You got it. It feels so good. Makes me happy. I love that stretch. It's a good one. Okay, here's another good one for your hip flexors. Press those hips forward. Rotate the hips to the side a little bit. Really, really focusing on rotating in your hip when you do that. Knee stays nice and flat. Go ahead and lower the knee to the side. We're going to take a little pigeon pose. So you're going to try to keep the leg behind you nice and long, and then you're going to keep that other foot in front of you and reach over. And if your foot is not up by your chest like mine is, if it's down by your hip, or down by the top of your other leg, that's totally fine. Be wherever makes sense for your body. And breathe nice and deep there. Good job. Release all of that work, all the intense work that you did a little bit earlier. Go ahead and come back up. Nice job. Keep that stretch there just for a little bit longer. And new stretch. You're going to grab your foot. You can use your hand. I'm using my elbow because it gives me a better stretch. If you want to use your hand, you can do that if your leg needs to be a little further away from you. And you're going to pull it in toward you. See if you can just deep breathe. Pull that foot in towards your hip. It's kind of like a little pretzel position. Breathing deep. Bring it in. I love how these feel. You got this. Nice. Okay, you're just going to keep that leg extended to the side and the other leg tucked in. And you're just going to get a nice stretch in that long inner thigh before you move to the other side. All right, we're just going to do everything on the other side. Keep those hips pressed forward in this one. Bring the hips behind you. Hips forward. Now keeping the hips tucked under and pushed forward is going to really help you here to just really get into those hip flexors and quad muscles. You're going to lower your knee. Pull the belly button into the spine and walk the fingers forward. Again, your foot may not be by your chest. It's totally fine if it's by your other leg. Wherever it needs to be is great. You can keep your foot popped here like mine is, or you can lay the top of your foot on the ground and just leave it relaxed. Deep breathe. Lift up and then lower back down. Finish it up. One more, maybe one or two more deep breaths. around in this position a tiny bit to just see if you can stretch out the different parts of your upper back. And come on back up and rotate your foot. Get that nice stretch in your inner thigh. Nice and long through the knee. You go ahead and walk it forward a little bit. It's a slightly more direct stretch. It's a more direct stretch on the one specific leg than when we do the double split.